Bonjour everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to do a super quick review of all those French words we learned for visiting the library. You ready? Let's do this. Allons-y.
Okay, so let's start with this picture. It should look pretty familiar from our lesson, right? It's a busy médiathèque. Just take a look and see if you can spot some of the things we're about to talk about. It's a great way to get our brains warmed up for all these French words.
All right, first up, let's talk about the places. In French, there are a few different words for where you can get books, and, it's actually really important to know the difference. So let's dive in.
Our first key term is une médiathèque. Let's try saying it slowly together. Une médiathèque. Good. Now a little faster. Une médiathèque. Your turn. And just remember, a médiathèque is a media center, which means you can find more than just books. Think CDs, DVDs, the whole shebang.
Next, we've got une bibliothèque. Now, it might look a little similar, but it's not the same. Let's try it out. Une bibliothèque. And now at normal speed. Une bibliothèque. Go ahead, you try. A bibliothèque is a library just for borrowing books. Pretty simple, right?
And for our last place word, watch out, because this one's a bit of a trickster. It's what we call a false friend. This is une librairie. Let's pronounce it. Une librairie. One more time, a little faster. Une librairie. Awesome. A librairie is a bookshop. It's where you buy books, so definitely don't get this one mixed up with a bibliothèque.
Fantastic. So now we know the places, but what about the stuff we find inside? Let's review all the different kinds of books we learned about.
First up, we have a novel, which in French is un roman. Let's say that together, nice and slow. Un roman. And now a bit faster, un roman. And just like that, you know how to say a novel.
Oh, a classic. You probably know them as the Smurfs, right? Well, in French, they're called les Schtroumpfs. And this type of book is une bande dessinée. I know, it's a little longer, but we can do it. Let's try it slowly. Une bande dessinée. All together now, une bande dessinée. And that's a comic book.
Now here is a very, very useful book. A dictionary in French is un dictionnaire. Let's give it a try. Un dictionnaire. Okay, and at normal speed, un dictionnaire. Fantastic, you got it.
Our last book type for this review is a non-fiction book, or un livre documentaire. If you look at the picture, you'll see le jardin, which means the garden. Let's try saying the whole phrase, un livre documentaire. One more time, un livre documentaire. Excellent job.
Okay, so we've covered the places and the books. Now we need some action. Let's go over the key verbs. The words that tell us what we actually do at the library.
This is probably the #1 most important verb for this topic. Emprunter. Listen closely to this one. Emprunter. And again, a little faster. Emprunter. Now it's your turn. And this, of course, means to borrow.
So what do we do with all the books we borrow? Well, we read them. The French verb for to read is nice and short, which is great. It's just lire. Say it with me. Lire. Perfect.
All right, team, this is where we put all the pieces together. We're going to take all our new words and practice asking and answering that big, important question from our lesson. Here it is, the main event, the big question. Let's read it out loud really slowly at first. Qu'aimerais-tu emprunter à la médiathèque? And now let's try it at a natural conversational pace. Qu'aimerais-tu emprunter à la médiathèque? So, what does it mean? It means, what would you like to borrow from the media center?
Now, I know that question looks a little long, but it's actually pretty simple when you break it down. The first part, qu'aimerais-tu, just means, what would you like? Then you've got our key verb, emprunter, which is to borrow. And we finish with our location, à la médiathèque, which means from the media center. See? When you chop it up like that, it's not so scary at all.
So how would you actually answer that question? Well, here's a perfect example. J'aimerais emprunter une bande dessinée. That means I would like to borrow a comic book. And the coolest part is you just use the beginning of the question, j'aimerais emprunter, and then add the book you want. Super easy.
You've all done such an amazing job. Just to make sure these words really stick in your brain, we're going to do one final, super fast flashback of all our key vocabulary.
Okay, you ready for a little challenge? I'll say the French word, and you try to say the English meaning out loud before I do. Let's go. Une médiathèque is a media center. Une bibliothèque, a library. Un roman, a novel. Une bande dessinée, a comic book. Un dictionnaire, a dictionary. Emprunter, to borrow. And last one, lire, to read. So how'd you do? I bet you got all of them right.
Fantastic work, everyone. That was a really great review, and now you've got all the essential words for talking about the library in French fresh in your mind. You are totally ready for whatever comes next. Bravo et à bientôt!